Hey guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of Off the Wire, where every week we go through the top five articles of that week to get your basketball knowledge up to date. And as always, you can find all of our contributions here on hoopslounge.com. Our first article here we're going to look at is off realgm.com, where Joe Dumars plans to resign as president of the Pistons as soon as this week. This is not entirely unexpected. He's done some good things, but the signing of Josh Smith and others have really handicapped them, and it looks like they will be going in another direction. So give this one a read. Pistons are a favorite team of mine, as anyone who's been following me knows. So I'm not particularly opposed to this. Kind of hope they just get rid of Josh Smith in general, even if it's just for pieces. Our second article here off the Boston Globe is Charles Oakley believes the league has taken a turn for the worse. Talking about physicality, talking about just in general where the stars are, where they used to be in terms of comparison, in terms of how they have 7-footers who shoot threes now instead of having a real back to the basket game, in terms of the years when they come in the league, and just more and more. So Charles Oakley, a big factor in the NBA for years and years, Bulls, Knicks, Raptors, and this is why he thinks the NBA, it's opposed to what a lot of the people are saying. When you look at ratings, it's never been higher, but when you look at the NBA, sees some improvements that can be made. Third article here off NBA.com. This is another one gearing you guys up for the 2014 NBA draft. We're looking at the top prospects: Joel Embiid, Parker, Wiggins, Randall, all those good guys. Of course, here on hoopslounge.com, we're going to be having plenty of coverage for this to give you some more in-depth analysis and what to look forward to in terms of these players. Because if you're a fan of one of these teams that is not doing so well this year and you have a chance to land with these guys, there are a lot of talent. I can look down this list up till 10, 11, and there's even some guys after this. This is a pretty deep draft. In terms of real stars, maybe 5 heavy, but in terms of NBA starters, you can go pretty deep. Third article here off the Miami Herald. So Alonzo Mourning was officially elected to the Naismith Hall of Fame. A long time coming. Alonzo Mourning playing his career with the Miami Heat, being an upstanding citizen and more. So this is good news for the NBA and can only help but build the brand. And the fifth article here, a favorite of mine, Nerlens Noel encouraged during year of rehab. We're hearing that he's quoted to be 100%, but they really want to wait for him to come back next year and come back with that young group. So the 76ers, another one of these teams that has a possibility of getting not only one top draft pick, but remember that trade they had with the New Orleans Pelicans. As long as it's not a top 5 pick, they get it. So, it could be interesting either way, but this is a young team to look towards. Michael Carter Williams, Nerlens Noel, Thaddeus Young, and perhaps 1 or 2 top picks. So the 76ers are definitely a team to look forward to coming up. All right, so those were the top 5 stories. As always, I'll have the descriptions and links to those articles in the description of the YouTube video. So look out for that and give it a read. And if you ever want to send me articles that you think are interesting or should make this list, you can always catch me on Facebook or Twitter, Sporting Phil, either way, and I'll make sure to add it to the list. And if it makes the cut, I'll give you a shout out. So that has been Off the Wire for this week, and I want to thank you for joining us. And as always, keep in the lounge.